Wild Quiz. I think that's okay. Please welcome your hosts, David Oakes and Sophie Pavelle.
Hello! No expenses were spared in the producing of that incredible introduction. So, with a big hello, welcome and fantastic wonderment. Hello and welcome and fantastic wonderment to this, the big wild quiz of 2022, here on the 19th day of 30 Days Wild. My name is David Oakes. I am an ambassador of the Wildlife Trust. And to my right, we have the glorious Sophie Pavelle, another said ambassador of the Wildlife Trust. How are you doing, Sophie?
Good evening. I'm very well, thank you. Very ready to get quizzing, and you're in for a fantastic evening, I believe.
that sells it. Boof! Yay!
I believe.
One of these days, Sophie and myself will be in the same room for this quiz, but I need to get her restraining order removed. But once we've done that, everything will be fine. So it'll be great. We're playing just for fun this evening. We have 6 rounds. We have 30 questions in total, so the math boffins amongst you will realise that's 5 questions per round. We'll give you the answers for each of the round as we are going along. So if you don't know what we said because you were buffering or your mum was running out to make you some kind of delicious herb-based pre-sleep time concoction, a posset, if you will, or some kind of chamomile tea infusion, well, then you can write in the little comments box and tell us what's going on. But please do not, what should they not do, Sophie? What should they definitely not do?
Please, definitely not put your answers in the chat box. We would like everybody to enjoy the answers as they come together at the end of each round, please.
And if you'd like to just say hello, please do. For example, if you're William and Alice, who are 7 and 3 from Wolverhampton, who are playing with their parents, just say hi and we'll say hello back. Or if you're Erin and you're age 10 and you just want to say, hey, hi 30 Days World, you can do that too.
Excellent.
That's the things you can do.
That's the things you can do. And we are delighted to be bringing you this event free of charge as part of the Wildlife Trust's excellent Big Wild Weekend. But if you are in a position to donate and spare a few pennies, you can do so via the Wildlife Trust website. And there should magically be some sort of floating link below us right here. So please feel free to investigate that if you so wish. But without further ado, it is 4 minutes past 6, which means we are 4 minutes into the Big Wild Quiz. Shall we get started with round 1?
Round 1, UK Nature General Knowledge.
All right, here we go. Question 1. Whew, it's tense.
Oh.
What are newborn frogs and toads called? What are newborn frogs and toads called? That is question 1, round 1, Big Wild Quiz 2022.
Oh, I'd like to say hello to Seren, who is age 8 from Exeter, playing with her parents. I'm also in Exeter, Seren. Hello to you. Thanks for playing. Perhaps I can see you from my window. Maybe I can't.
Hi, Sophie. Hi.
Okay, question 2 of round 1, general nature knowledge. One of my faves. What do beavers build in rivers to create a pond of deep water that helps protect them from land predators and allows them to create underwater entrances to their homes? Question 2 of round 1. What do beavers build in rivers to create a pond of deep water that helps protect them from land predators and allows them to create underwater entrances to their homes?
I don't think these questions are hard enough so far because so many people are having the time to say hello. We've got Shepherd from York, who's 4, says hi. Corbin, age 7 from Liverpool. We've got Lawrence, age 4 from Cheshire. Ian, Melanie, Samuel, Isaac from Leigh-on-Sea in Essex. The whole Baring family in Hull.
Goodness, we've got a smattering of the UK here, haven't we, David? We have a good portion of the map
it's a small
here with
board.
us. Indeed.
It's one of the great things about the Wildlife Trust. They represent every single corner of this wonderful collection of islands and islets and
an archipelago, if you will.
That's the word. There you go. There you go. Whilst you're trying to spell archipelagons, question 3: which colourful seabirds are sometimes referred to as clowns of the sea?
I don't like clowns. Do you, David? Are you a fan of clowns?
I am quite a fan of clowns. I once did
I do like
a
these
course
clowns,
in
though.
Buffon clownery in Italy. These clowns. I think
see.
calling them the clowns of the sea is a bit rude. And if we're talking about seabirds, I think maybe the Manx shearwater is more of a clown of the sea because they sort of waddle around on the ground a bit more comically than this colourful seabird does.
Intriguing. Right. Well, hello, Poppy, age 6 from Wiltshire. Wiltshire's beautiful. I enjoy Wiltshire. Oh, beaver. It's been 5 minutes in and Sophie is already talking about beavers. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. The way the beaver burrows. I'll work on that one.
Burrow? Is that fair, the way the
They
beaver...
do burrow. They do burrow, David. They absolutely burrow in a riverbank.
There we go. We're
Question
7
4.
minutes in and there's your extraneous beaver fact from Sophie. Thanks, Sophie.
Anytime. Question 4. The major oak is not David Oak's, but it is the biggest oak tree in the UK, found in Nottinghamshire, is said to have been the secret hiding place of what legendary outlaw? Question 4. The major oak, the biggest oak tree in the UK, found in Nottinghamshire, is said to have been the secret hiding place of what legendary outlaw? Interesting. Major oak. The major oak. The major David Oak.
That would suggest that I have to join some kind of armed forces and get myself a rank.
Yes, major oak.
I'm now trying to think what ranks I've played in fictional televisual endeavours. I've never been a major. I've been a gonfaloniere.
Sorry,
Can I be the
are you an
gonfaloniere oak?
Are you an actor?
I'm an actor. Oh, you noticed my badger mask.
Hey.
Yes, sometimes I do perform as a badger.
Part-time thespian.
Part-time thespian. Question 5. Roughly, how many nature reserves do the wildlife trusts care for in the UK?
Excellent
It's a multiple choice
question.
one, hard one. Is it 550 nature reserves that the Wildlife Trust cares for in the UK? Is it 1,400 wildlife trust nature reserves the Wildlife Trust cares for in the UK? Or is it 2,300 nature reserves that the Wildlife Trust care for in the UK? And some of them are tiny wee and in the middle of city centres, and some of them are vast and cover huge swathes of whole counties.
Do you have a favourite?
I've been to quite a few lately that I hadn't been to before. I popped down to the Somerset Wildlife Trust down to the Avalon Marshes, where they've got a brand new sort of mega super nature reserve comprising loads of wonderful wild spaces. That's kind of incredible and really ambitious for the future. Big plans down at the Somerset Wildlife Trust. But I also visited the Manx Wildlife Trust on the Isle of Man a couple of weekends ago, and saw lots of clowns of the sea. Not going to say.
Oh, hello.
And also an interesting issue, they've got a wild population of escaped wallabies there. So, yeah,
Exotic.
that's kind of fun.
Hello, says Joshua, age 6 from Durham. He's shouting out the answers, but we won't say on the chat. Thank you very much, Joshua, for not writing your answers in the chat. Much appreciated.
Could I say, Joshua, that I couldn't hear you shout them, so maybe if you shouted a bit louder, that would be a good thing.
Oh, I think we've neared the end of round 1.
That is round 1. Should we go back, go through the questions, give some answers out, and see who's got full 5 points out of 5 points?
I think we should. Let's do it.
Great. Okay, question 1 was, what are newborn frogs and toads called? Easy one to start with. They are called, what are they called, Sophie?
Tadpoles.
Boom.
Well done if you got that one. Question 2. The answer for the question, what do beavers build in rivers to create a pond of deep water that helps protect them from land predators and allows them to create underwater entrances to their homes? David, take it away.
Damn, that's a hard one.
Is
it a dam? Is it a dam?
Indeed, a dam. Dam, dam, dam again.
Dam. Question 3. Which colourful seabirds are sometimes referred to as clowns of the sea? That could be nothing other than the obvious. Sophie?
Puffin.
Puff,
Well done
puffin.
if you got that. Puff, puff, puffin. Question 4. The major oak, the biggest oak tree in the UK, is said to have been the secret hiding place of what legendary outlaw? I feel like David Oakes could have a part in a play as this character, who is it?
It was Robin Hood. That's who it was.
And his merry
It's
men.
amazing.
Lovely.
Other oak trees and other legendary outlaws are available. Question 5. Roughly how many nature reserves do the wildlife trusts care for in the UK? Is it 550? Is it 1,400? It couldn't possibly be 2,300, could it, Sophie?
I think it is 2,300 nature reserves are cared for by the Wildlife Trust. And if that isn't an incentive to perhaps consider supporting them via the link that was up earlier, or just go onto the wildlifetrust.org website, I don't know what is more of a reason than that. Well, we are racing through this quiz. It is nearly 6:15, so it must be time for round 2, which is one of my favourites. It's the sound round. We play you the sounds of animals and wild things, and you have to guess what or who is making this noise.
Round 2, sound round.
Right, okay, here we go. This is question 6, or question 1 or 2. I'm not going to get down that route again. Question 6. Who is making this sound? Can we have it one more time, please? Magic, technical people.
Wow.
I love that sound. I feel like I should be holding a cone of chips or some kind of. I should be
ice
trying
cream
to get
of
the sand
choice.
out from between my toes.
If
Ice
I
cream
remember
of choice. Ooh, that's a
correctly,
good question.
hang on. If I remember correctly, from the first ever quiz we ever did, was it mint choc chip?
It was mint choc chip. That's
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's a little
Thank you.
terrifying.
Hopefully not too creepy.
Thanks very much.
I remembered it because
Not too
it's.
creepy.
So there we go. Mint choc chip.
There you go.
Yay.
If your favourite ice cream is also mint choc chip, you can have a bonus point.
Let us know in the chat box. Right. Question
Yeah,
7. Who is making this noise?
Slightly trickier one. That one, that's a good one. We've got lots of messages in from people saying they've got 5 out of 5. Some got 4 out of 5. Ooh, George's got 2. You can catch up though, especially if your favourite ice cream is mint choc chip. Hello to Zaid. You're 4. To Max 5. Martha 3.
Nice.
Wendy got the last question wrong, but Jim, her husband, did. That's the joy of partnerships. Wonderful thing. Hello to everybody. If you want to write in and say some of the wild things that you've seen over the last 19 of the 30 days wild, that might be kind of fun, because I do love saying hello to you all, but I also want to know what you've seen. For example, Sophie, what wild thing have you seen today?
Well, what have I seen? The question is, what have I not seen? I saw a very.
Are you looking out of your window now? Are you looking out?
I am. Yes, I'm having an emergency scout, and I can see a blackbird that is very glossy actually. So I'm looking at a lovely blackbird. There we go.
Gorgeous.
And I can see a badger behind you there, David. I trust it's not a real one.
No, it's not.
Okay.
That would be abhorrent and probably inappropriate for today. Should we do question 8? Should we have another noise?
Yes.
Nice, gentle, relaxing noise. Who is making this wonderful sound?
Inimitable, I find. Oh, an adder. Someone saw. Is it Chris?
Chris saw an adder. Well done, Chris.
I
Love
haven't seen
an
an adder in a really long time, and they are beautiful. And yes, very well done. Seeing an adder. Foxgloves, hummingbird, hawk moth. Really nice. 3 buzzards.
Hey, don't gloss over foxgloves so quickly. Timothy saw some white foxgloves. Foxgloves are brilliant. And they're out everywhere at the moment. And I think they're brilliant. There's some literally right outside that window there. I think they're wonderful. But they are poisonous, so don't go eating them, because that would be poor show.
A shame. Shall we do question 9 of the sound round? Who is making this noise? Sounds like my next door neighbour with their loft conversion.
There you go.
There it is again. Excellent.
Maybe your next door neighbour is employing a whole group of these animals to convert the loft.
That would be incredibly
That would be
all about nature connectedness, really, isn't it? That's what 30 Days Wild is all about.
all about. But actually, it's really about Jessica Price seeing puffins and Laura seeing 2 young velvet bucks and a dappled fawn.
Margot,
Wonderful.
I
Joanna saw a
also
beautiful
saw
peacock butterfly.
a very fat pigeon. That's the other part of my day. Okay, excellent stuff.
Final question of the sound round. This is question number 10. Who is making this noise?
Almost makes me feel a bit itchy, that one. A grass snake, Gemma. Apologies, Gemma. A grass snake eating a frog in my pond. I mean, that is some David Attenborough drama right there. In Britain, I take it. That'd be very exciting. Do you like a grass snake? Overlooked, I feel, as with many reptiles and amphibians.
I think the grass snake was the last wild snake that I saw. I don't see enough snakes. I love snakes.
I also love snakes.
Anyway.
Chris and his adders. Gemma.
Should we go back through the sound?
Yes, we should. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay. Let's go through round 2, the sound round. Question 6. Who was making this noise? Sound, please.
Uncanny. It's a seagull. A gull. Do you know much about seagulls, David?
I know they're a fairly widespread family of birds, but there's just loads of them. There's loads of birds, gulls. I actually asked a bird ranger on Lundy Island recently if he could say anything redeeming about seagulls, and he did say no. No.
They are endangered.
There is a place for everything in this wonderful biodiversity world. Yeah, they are. But
oh well.
Grumpy though, aren't they?
Question 7. Who was making this bizarre noise? Oh,
that's a frog. Definitely a frog.
Amazing. Apparently that noise is often used between frogs to attract mates, which it's very interesting, isn't it? It's a fascinating sound. I wouldn't say that I would immediately sort of feel attracted to something that made that noise, but give it time. Could work wonders.
It can be incredibly loud when you find a sort of a frog breeding site and you've got them all there looking for sexy frog maidens. It can be very, very noisy, like quite deafening. That's the word I'm looking for. Echoey. Yeah, if you're in the frog cave, it could be very echoey. Question 8. Save me. What noise is this?
It is a fox screaming. A very harrowing noise at circa 11:30 p.m. on a winter's evening, walking home from the pub.
The police have received many phone calls believing that a fox scream is actually a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Or a child.
Hold the phone. Robin, age 54, saw a bittern today at Clay, Norfolk Wildlife Trust. I've never seen a bittern.
Beautiful birds.
Robin, I've always wanted to hear/see a booming bittern. Amazing animals.
Norfolk seems to be the place for birds aplenty at the moment. They've got the bee eaters there at the moment, which look quite incredible. I'd love to have seen them.
Me too.
What have we got? Lindsay has seen slow worms and common lizards, but never a wild snake. Chris saw a dragonfly. Love a dragonfly. Invertebrates, fantastic. What else have we got here? Baby oyster catchers. goldfinches, scarlet tiger moths. There's no biodiversity crisis going on. Everyone's seeing loads of stuff.
Including,
That's
of
not true.
which, let's go through the answer for question 9. Who was making this noise? What is it?
That was the woodpecker, but I don't know if you heard. My dog, who's just fallen asleep, just sort of like gave a little ruff to join in there.
Well, the woodpecker was
Probably
telling your
dreaming
dog
of
that
chasing
this is their territory and stay clear from the woodpecker.
My dog doth love climbing trees. Question 10. Who is making this noise?
It is the sound of holiday and summer. For me, it is a cricket, one of the 23 species that we have here in the UK.
And there are 11 species of grasshopper in the UK. And if I'm right, I think the Isle of Man has some particularly rare species of crickets.
Are you
which aren't really found
man this
anywhere else.
evening, David?
No, I'm not. As you can see by my wonderful new T-shirt with the wonderful new Wildlife Trust logo on, I
Yes, I've
today
also got
represent
one.
all wonderful wildlife trusts.
All 2,300 nature reserves.
Wonderful. What else have we? So what have we got here? We've got Josie, Cooper, and Quinn from Essex has raised £100 so far for this Wildlife Trust.
Wow.
One of the 30
Amazing.
days wild challenges. That's incredible. Congratulations, Josie, Cooper, Quinn. That's amazing. Keep doing that and see if you can double that within the next 11 days.
Absolutely. And we must say hello to Sam, age 6, and Beth, age 4, who are all watching in Erdington, Birmingham. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I hope you're enjoying it so far. We have lots left to do.
Oh, Kaylee's seen some corn crakes. Love a corn crake. Wonderful noise corn crake.
Very jealous. That's amazing.
We need to get you out birding. We need to get you some bitters and some corn crakes.
That sounds like kind of cereal.
It does. It does.
Right then.
Tell you what, as it's 6:24, shall we go and have a bowl of cereal, have a little break, and let someone else do the next round for us?
I think we should. I'm excited for this.
Round 3, Science with Maddie Moat.
We have, to take us through the science round, the wonderful, the inimitable, the boffin extraordinaire, Maddie Moat. So here we go. This is question 11. Maddie, take it away.
Hi Sophie, hi David, thanks so much for having me. I'm Maddie Moat, I'm an ambassador for the Wildlife Trust and also a TV presenter. I hope you're all enjoying the quiz and are having a fantastic 30 days wild. I've been invited to bring you the science round, so let's jump right in with 5 questions. And question number 1 is multiple choice. So here goes. Question 1. What part of a plant absorbs sunlight? Is it A, the root, B, the leaf, or C, the flower? Question 1. What part of a plant absorbs sunlight? A, the root, B, the leaf, C, flower.
Photosynthesis. The things planets are made of. Beautiful. Tell you what, I don't think that was enough, Maddie Moat. Should we have a bit more, Maddie Moat?
I absolutely think we should, yes.
Question 12.
Question number 2. This one isn't multiple choice. How many wings does a bee have? Question 2. How many wings does a bee have? I'm actually looking over at my bees right now. Do you want to see them? Over there. You see the bees? There we go. I won't show you too closely though, because then you'll see how many wings they have and that would be cheating. Yeah, so question 2, how many wings does a bee have?
Oh, there's nothing better than Maddie Moat and her bees, hey? Question...
Her Instagram page has been alive with her bees. I've never met a woman more proud of her bees than Maddie Moat.
She's amazing. Right, question 13 / question 3 of round 3. Let's hear from Maddie again.
Question 3, how long does it take for the Earth to orbit the Sun? Question 3, how long does it take for the Earth to orbit the Sun?
That's very tricky. Very tricky, but very important. Let's do question 4, shall we, of the Maddie round? The Maddie round, question 4.
All right, question number 4. What do we call electrical energy which comes from sources such as the sun, the wind, or waves in the sea? What do we call electrical energy which comes from sources such as the sun, the wind, or waves in the sea?
Very good questions from Maddie here. Just before we move on to Maddie's final question, just a gentle reminder, please do not put your answers in the comments. A gentle reminder. It'd be lovely if everybody was able to enjoy the answers and go through them together as a team, as a family, and not ruin it for everyone else. So maybe just jot them down on a good old-fashioned piece of paper. That'd be fun. Well, let's go to Maddie to finish up round 3, shall we?
Okay, now your last question, question number 5. What 2 insects are covered by a hard case called a chrysalis during part of their life cycle? What 2 insects are covered by a hard case called a chrysalis during part of their life cycle? So we're looking for 2 insects for question number 5. Good luck. Hope you get some of them right.
Lovely stuff there. Well, without further ado, Maddie has got all the answers of round 3 ready for you. So we will go back to her and find out the answers to all those 5 lovely questions.
All right, I'm back again with some answers. Here we go. Question number 1 was, what part of a plant absorbs sunlight? And the answer was B, the leaf. Round of applause if you got that right. Woo! Okay, question number 2. How many wings does a bee have? And the answer is actually 4 wings. They have 2 pairs of wings, making 4 in total, 4 wings. Well done. Bit of a tricky one. Okay, question 3. How long does it take for the Earth to orbit the Sun? The Earth orbiting the Sun. The answer was 1 year. So when our part of the world is tilted towards the Sun, it is summer, which is why it's warmer, and when our part of the world is tilted away from the Sun, it's winter. But the answer we're looking for is 1 year. Okay, question 4. What do we call electrical energy which comes from sources such as the sun, the wind, or waves in the sea? What's the name for that electrical energy? And we are looking for renewable energy because those energy sources replenish themselves, they renew themselves. And then the last question was, which 2 insects, question number 5, which 2 insects are covered by a hard case called a chrysalis during part of their life cycle? The 2 insects we're looking for are butterflies and moths. That is the end of the science round. Back to Sophie and David. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Thank you, Maddie. That was brilliant. I think she's fantastic. I've learned something. Sophie's definitely learned something. She has very little. But I hope you all have too. Before we head off into round 4, we've got a few more interesting things through from all of you. Lana said that she saw a seagull eating a crab at the beach in Poole. That's kind of where I'm from many places, but that's one of the places I'm from. That's not great for the crab, but great for the seagull. That's good.
I like the idea.
What else we've got? We've got
hoglets. There's some hoglets here, aren't there? Let's have a look. We've got Angie. We have 4 hoglets and mother sharing a house with our pet tortoise. And earlier today we saw a woodlouse giving birth. I mean, that's Christmas Day right there.
Angie, that's just showing off. That's basically a whole
What does a
petting
woodlouse
zoo
giving
of
birth
wonderment.
look like? Has David Attenborough covered that yet? Or is that new to science?
I'm just going to pop onto the YouTube and have a quick look. Other video-based search engine things are available. What else we got? Izzy McKinnon is arguing over the Earth orbit one. That's a big one. Zora and Joseph, they're 5 and 2. They say hello. More hedgehog news from Doncaster. Aidan, age 7, once saw his dad carry a hedgehog across a road Hopefully that was the
Well
direction
done,
the
Dad.
hedgehog was heading in. So who have we got? Eloise from Northamptonshire. She's 3. She's trying very hard with the quiz. That's incredible at 3.
Yeah,
that's
well
amazing.
done.
Well done. I'm glad you're loving 30 Days Wild. Should we, as you're loving it so much, should we do another round?
Absolutely, we should. Yes.
I think we should.
Round 4. Pop culture.
Poop culture. Around all about the various forms of scat left behind by a wild. No, sorry, pop culture.
Pop
Sorry, I can't read that.
culture.
Sorry, Sophie.
Pop culture.
Oops. You kick off,
Question
Sophie. I'm obviously
16.
not very good at this.
It's okay. I forgive you. Question 16 of round 4 of the quiz. The Big Wild Quiz. Which bird completes the name of the band who wrote the song Fireflies? Something City. I just mimicked it with my fingers there.
Do it again.
Oh, I went the other way. That's weird. There we go. Something City.
Well, it's
What
obviously
is it?
the same thing that went that way, and then it came back this way.
Yeah, it just came back.
Charlie and Isla want to know if they get a bonus point for hearing my dog during the sound round. I will ask my dog, and if she barks, you will. That would be a no. Very sorry, Charlie. But please don't give up. There are more questions available.
Don't give up.
Question 17. Which bird did a band I may not be able to pronounce? It could just be a singer. Dua Lipa? Dua Lipa? Dua Lipa? Dua Lipa?
Any of the above.
Dua Lipa? Dua Lipa. What bird did that person / group of people write a song about in 2019? Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa. Just simply rolls off the tongue, does it not?
Dua Lipa.
Dua
Dua Lipa.
I
love Dua Lipa. I think their hits are fantastic.
Yeah. I'm lost for words. Question 18. In the movie series The Hunger Games, which fictional bird becomes Katniss Everdeen's symbol? In The Hunger Games, which fictional bird becomes Katniss Everdeen's symbol? It may or may not be a real thing. Da-da-da.
Well, you almost gave away an extra bonus clue there.
What was that?
Sorry, I'm turning into Alan Partridge again. It always happens. Too much time with. I literally turn into Alan Partridge if Sophie and I get too close to each other. It's a worry. It's a real worry. What have we got going on? The Buckleys say hello and also want to give a shout out to their friends, Alex,
Hello,
Beth, Thea,
Buckleys.
who are also playing. And Alex, Beth, and Thea, if you want to send a message back to the Buckleys, you're more than welcome. Noah Force or a damsel eat a tiny spider off a web in his garden. Great for the damselfly, not so great for the tiny spider.
Oh, Max released a baby lobster yesterday in Cornwall. That's amazing, Max.
Oh,
Lobsters are great. Do you know
That's
their
really
blood
cool.
is blue? I wish my blood was blue.
Well, if you became a member of the royal family, maybe you would have blue blood.
Hmm.
There you go.
Perhaps another
Something
day.
to aspire towards. Perhaps another
Yeah.
day. Busy day. It's almost over. It would be a lot to achieve in another
It
day.
would. Yeah.
Should we do question 19? Yes,
Yes,
question 4 of
please.
this round. It is which marine species did South African naturalist Craig Foster form an unusual friendship with and make a Netflix documentary about in 2020? Which marine species did South African naturalist Craig Foster form an unusual friendship with and make a Netflix, other streaming services are available, documentary about in 2020?
Can
If you
highly
want to pop
recommend.
Netflix office and watch it.
Highly recommend. You might need a box of
If you
tissues.
have things about
Or in front of you, actually.
or in all 8 directions from you.
Yes.
Bit of a spoiler. Clue.
Oh,
Sophie, have you-
well. Wow. Question 20. Let's get into it. In the animated movie set in Brazil, Rio, what species of bird is the main character, Blue or Blue, who is who is attempting to save his
Pronounced
species?
Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa. What species of
Dua
bird is the main character, Blue, who is attempting to save his species? If anyone can correct our pronunciations thus far, just don't bother, actually.
And also, I think it will be
We nailed
apparent
it.
to all of you that if you do need help in a pop quiz round and popular culture, we are not the people to ask. Not at all. What have we got going on? We've got slug eggs in a garden. I'm not sure who said that, but someone. Zach7 said he's got slug eggs in his garden. That's very cool.
Wow.
Heather from Wivenhoe will be looking for life in a graveyard next week.
Wow, that's a
Insects,
paradox.
birds,
An exciting
flora,
one.
and maybe some ghosts. Matilda 6 says hello. She's doing really well with the first quiz. Thea 7, Lillian 6, and their 3-year-old twin brothers Henry and Leo, all in Anglesey, North Wales. They say.
Excellent times. Well, time is ticking, I think. TikTok.
Well, should we do the answers for that round then? I think we should get some answers for round
I think we should.
4.
Let's
So-
get it
Excellent.
started.
Take us away.
Pop culture. Question 16. Which bird completes the name of the band who wrote the song Fireflies? It is... What is it?
Owl. It's an owl. It's an owl city.
Ooh. Owl City. If only such a place existed.
Maybe it does. In
I live
a
there.
multiversal incarnation of this place. Yes, and maybe you live there. Maybe that's what wildlife you were looking for out your window earlier when you were doing your
It was.
19th day wild.
All the yeah. Mhm.
Question 2. Which bird did Dua Lipa write a song about in 2019? If you are doing this quiz, Dua Lipa, please write in and tell us how to pronounce it. Dua Lipa. That's why
Dua
it's the
Lipa.
first time I've tried this.
Well, it was
Anyway,
a swan.
the answer
of course.
of his song. It's a swan song.
Her song. I mean, she's a woman.
I'll be here all week.
Just one woman. Just one woman. Okay, question
His
18.
band is amazing.
In the movie series Hunger Games, which fictional bird becomes Katniss Everdeen's symbol? La la la.
It's a mockingjay.
Not a real bird.
Not a real
I
bird.
hasten to add, but still pretty cool. Perhaps a corvid related to a crow or a magpie.
Oh, Henry
Okay.
has seen a great crested newt in his garden.
Oh, Henry,
I love a great
that's on my
crested newt.
list. I
Very
bet you
posh
do,
and
yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing things. Ezra, Maple and River from Portland and Dorset, they had a nest of hedgehogs in their yucca bush last year.
What was a yucca
Lovely.
bush?
Yeah, they've got a
Wonderful.
yucca bush.
Well
I don't
done.
have a yucca bush.
I don't have a yucca bush. Not many of us have a yucca bush.
Do you have... No, but if you do, don't write in. Question 19. Which marine species did South African naturalist Craig Foster form an unusual friendship with and make a Netflix documentary about in 2020? The answer is...
Octopus.
Is that an owl
Here it
again?
is. It's of course it's an octopus. There it is. Amazing film.
It's got lovely nail
well
varnish on
done.
its tentacles.
Thank you. Yeah, it's don't look too closely. Question 20, the final question of pop culture. In the animated movie set in Brazil, Rio, what species of bird is the main character, Blut, who is attempting to save his species? David.
Sorry, I was just reading one of the comments we've got in, which completely distracted me. It's quite amazing.
Mm.
It's a Spix's macaw or a blue macaw, hence the character's name.
Blue.
Blue. Officially, unfortunately, now extinct in the wild because of habitat destruction and too many people wanting them as pets. So before you think about exotic pets and before you think about buying things that might come from an area that has been ravaged, maybe think otherwise and sit down and
look at all
just
this-
watch Rio.
All this wonderful wildlife that you've all seen in this last 19 days of 30 Days Wild, you don't need to be
Right, yeah.
fueling this pet trade. Just go outside Look after
Just go
nature.
outside,
And
where you could see, in your school field. This is what distracted me. Anika and Mahika found a leg of a baby deer on their school field.
oh,
That's what distracted
circle of
me.
life. Well, nature of
Circle of life.
nature. Yep. Someone who knows a lot about the circle of life and nature and gardening is the wonderful friend of the Wildlife Trust and us, Dr. Amir Khan, who is in his garden, coming to us from his wonderful garden. And he has some questions for us. It's round 5.
Round 5, Dr. Amir Khan's garden.
Okay. I loved this round last year. I'm so happy Amir's back. And he's brought some magic tricks with us, but you'll see in a second. Here you go. Here's question 1, or question 21, of Amir's garden round. Amir.
Now, which one of my garden visitors likes to eat these chopped up apples?
Gosh, he really is magic, man. Amazing stuff from Dr. Amir's garden. Let's go back to him straight away for question 22, or question 2 of round 5.
Now, which extra special nocturnal animal likes to come and eat these kitten biscuits? Yum.
I think he should sell tickets to have a little tour around his garden.
I absolutely
I'd
would
go.
buy them. I would go.
I'd be well up for that.
I would absolutely go. Let's hope that we can host the quiz there this time next year. Have some kitten biscuits.
That would be amazing. And Maddie could pop in, Amir would be there. It would be brilliant. Everyone would be happy. Let's see what else Amir's got in his garden, shall we?
Now, I love feeding the birds in my garden, but which specific group of birds love Niger seeds?
That is the biggest feeder I've ever seen, I think. Well, while we're on the topic, let's head back to Amir once more and see what he's got in store.
Now, this is a suet square. Which group of birds loves to have a little peck on that?
I love that he's got an appropriately sized receptacle for every single appropriate food, every single appropriate group of birds in his garden.
Perfectly.
It's amazing. I want him to have some kind of sort of metalworking studio at the bottom of his garden where he just goes and sort of tinkers and goes, yes, I've got my suet square holder ready to go. Let's see the final piece of Amir's garden jigsaw. Let's see what else he's got going on.
And finally, who likes to have a little drink and a bath?
Well, what a lovely round, a lovely foray into Amir's beautiful wild garden. Now, shall we go back to him for some answers? Let's see what the answer was for the question.
Hi Sophie, hi David, thanks so much for having me.
Now, which one of my garden visitors likes to eat these chopped up apples?
And yeah, do you know, it's Maddie Moat. Maddie Moat eats apples in Amir's garden. No, it's not. It's blackbirds. Blackbirds love an apple. Got yourself an apple, or only wanted to eat half an apple? Chuck out the rest of the apple into the garden. There you go. Alan Partridge style fact.
Well, shall we hasten back to Amir for the answer for question 22?
Now, which extra special nocturnal animal likes to come and eat these kitten biscuits? Yum.
Hedgehogs, one of the best mammals in Britain and one of the most endangered and in need of your help. Lovely.
As well as kitten biscuits, you can buy specially made hedgehog food. They basically just love sort of a high protein based food, really. That's the truth with hedgehogs.
Good tip.
Yeah, good old biscuits. Okay, question 3. Let's go back to Amir's garden. Let's have a recap of his third question.
Now, I love feeding the birds in my garden, but which specific group of birds love Niger seeds?
The answer is, of course, finches. Love a finch.
Full stop.
Full stop. Love finches.
Me too. They're very wonderful beaks. And with that in mind, shall we return back to Amir for the answer to question 24?
Now this is a suet square. Which group of birds loves to have a little peck on that?
Well, the answer is a collective, not a collective noun as such, but it's a group of birds, and the answer is tits. Can you name it? Can you name a tit? I love a blue tit,
You're
for
right
example.
over there, Sophie.
Yeah,
Love a
fine.
blue tit. Right,
Yeah, I
okay.
love a blue tit. Coal tits as well. Lovely little.
Long-tailed tit over here. Love a long-tailed tit. Lovely
Yes,
little
flying
fluffy things.
teaspoons. If any of you look out the window and see what looks like a flying teaspoon, it may well be a long-tailed tit.
Or it could be Amir trying to do some metal work to turn it into some kind of seed-based receptacle. I thought he could put like a bit of bread in there and use it like as a sort of toasting thing on a wild campfire kind of thing. Maybe he does that when he's not feeding
crispy
his
sourdough.
tits.
Yes, please.
Crispy sourdough. Let's go back to the garden for one final time. Let's see, Amir, what else is he doing over there?
And finally, who likes to have a little drink and a bath?
Bit of a trick question, that one. So whatever you've written down, the answer is basically everything. Plants need water to grow. Animals need plants to eat, which come from the water. They also need water to drink. Especially these last few days, they've been really, 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 really hot. I had a hedgehog visit my garden the day before the heat wave, but I was very fortunate to put out water for it. And so we know that was a very well hydrated hedgehog.
Hedgehog. Excellent. Well, talking of hydrated hedgehogs, we are going to segue into the final round, I think. And I'm excited for this one. But actually, perhaps before we segue, let's see what you guys are up to now. So Betty has pigeons building a nest in your pear tree. I swear that's a lyric from a Christmas, well-known Christmas song. Perhaps a pigeon in a pear tree.
Pigeons building nests in our pear tree. No, no, wrong one. Sarah's got hedgehogs in their garden. Well done, Sarah.
Well done, Sarah.
Snap.
Hey. 3 out of 5.
The Clarys saw some orchids last week. I presume they mean wild orchids. I saw some beautiful wild marsh spotted orchids this morning. I love a wild orchid.
Well done you. Well done
Amazing.
you.
Well
that's
done,
lovely.
the Clarys.
Well done, the Clarys. At least it's got goldfinches. Oh, nesting on a tree. Do you know what the collective noun is for goldfinches, David Oakes?
I don't know. Please share, Sophie. Please
It's
share.
called a charm. A charm. So, at least you have a charm of goldfinches in your tree. Isn't that lovely?
Do you know, Sophie, what the collective noun for a pair of Wildlife Trust ambassadors is?
No, please enlighten me.
Well, there's a bonus point going for the best answer, which to write it into your comments, and anything clean we will read out and titter over. Speaking of which, shall we head on to our final round?
Yes, we shall.
Fantastic.
I'm excited for this because, well, we're going to travel around the world. David has been a busy man this year. He's been traveling all over the place to lots of exciting spots. So what you're going to do is you're going to see a picture of David somewhere exotic. And can you tell us which country he is in?
Round 6. Where's David?
For anyone who's curious, the voice on those introductory title slates is the voice of Craig Bennett, the new chair of the Wildlife Trusts. He's 9 this year, and we think he's going to do some amazing work. So well done, Craig. Keep it up.
Super ambitious.
He's got 17 out of 25 so far. So he's got a way to go. Okay, let's do question 26. Question
are
one
you,
of the final
David?
round. Where's
Where are
David?
you? Where? Oh. Third person. Oh, good music. Wow, you do get around there, David.
Wow. This is probably one of the strangest existential experiences I've had for a while.
So, yeah.
But it's
How does it feel?
It's cool. I'm enjoying it.
Well, good. Well, where's David in the question?
There I am.
This is question 27. Where is David now? Where's David gone?
There we go. Look. I'm massive. Look at that.
You are.
The scale is 1-to-1. So yeah, I mean, all of the other tourists walking along this particular Great Wall of somewhere. Yeah, they had to keep out of my way. And I was gonna stomp all over them like some kind of gregarious cow treading on ants.
What an image. Wow.
Yeah, should we do the next one? Where's David? Where's David? Where's he gone?
Oh, there it is. Wow, that is a picture postcard there, David. You did well to get to the top there.
Beautiful, thank you. Yeah, I like to think that, as you can probably guess by the shape of that mountain, that I'm actually plugging a hole, because looks like that used to be something a little bit more fiery.
But was it cold
Come
up
on.
there? Crucial question. Did you have to wear a coat?
Well, actually, it was colder at my feet than it was at my head, which is why I'm wearing that natty little hat.
Wow. Well, you've had quite the year. And question 29. Where have you got to now? Let's see where David is now. Tricky to spot for some. There you are.
It's actually one of the few of these locations that I've actually been to. Which is
Tell us, what was it like? What were
you
you smelling at this point in time? Right there. What were you smelling?
Weeds, seaweed, decaying seaweeds and seagrasses. Amazing marine flora. That's what I was smelling.
Lovely. Well, that's somewhere I'd like to go to for sure.
That was an interesting noise. Is that just in my ears, or is that extraneous? It's very exciting. Someone's calling in on the bat phone to tell us the answer to that question. We've also got the best response to the collective noun of Wildlife Trust ambassadors. It is, of course, a duo leaper of Wildlife Trust
Excellent,
ambassadors.
Ruth.
So congratulations to Ruth and to James and to a whole host of you. Yeah, you get a bonus point for that. And a Wildlife Trust t-shirt in the post to you. It's not. I don't have that power. I have zero.
Perhaps a mug one day.
Power.
Perhaps also a mug.
Perhaps a mug one day if you also pay for it and put your address details into the
Also a good cause.
website, which you can do. Yeah, great cause. Final question. This is the final question, Sophie. This has gone quick this year, hasn't it?
Alas. Yeah, it really has. Well, where have you gone now?
What better question to end it on than where's David? There he is.
Some triumphant brass band playing here. What were you flying on there, David? What's your mode of transport?
It looks like a peregrine falcon. That does.
And tell me, what did it feel like to be the fastest man on the planet? Because of course, the peregrine falcon is well known for being the fastest animal on the planet.
A nippy little thing. It was amazing. Obviously,
You
that's
just
only when they were
strap yourself
diving. Well, the problem was, because I was strapped to the back of said peregrine falcon, I made it less aerodynamic, so it couldn't quite reach its top speed. And I did ask said peregrine falcon to fly at a gentle pace so that my hat didn't blow off.
You definitely had to have your tray tables in the locked upright position on that flight.
I did. Interestingly enough, the air hostesses told me what was going on before the bird took off, because obviously there's only space for one. On the back of it.
Private flight, very exclusive. Well, I mean, crikey, the time has flown by, but we have 5 more answers, of course, to give you. We need to tell you where David really was during this round. Shall we go through the answers?
Let's please do that. I'd like that. There I am. It's obvious that I'm on a camel and I'm in Egypt. They are obviously the pyramids of Giza. Yeah, and they're amazing animals in Egypt. I mean, one of the most amazing things about traveling anywhere is seeing the wildlife abroad in other countries.
Absolutely.
Obviously, try and travel as environmentally friendly as you possibly can. That makes a
If
huge
possible,
difference in the
ride a
current
peregrine
age, but it is-
falcon. That is quite low carbon. Yeah.
Mhm.
Question 27. Where was David here? Giant David. Where were you?
Giant
Tell us
David,
where you
or where are we? It looks like I'm on the Great Wall of China there.
Yeah.
One of the
can
bits
see
that were
it from
built by human.
space.
Quite often you can see it from space, but they also they used natural boundaries, bits of like crevicey bits and rocky bits and whatever. So the wall isn't
Crevicey
continuously
bits.
in terms of bricks.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
just
using
crevicey
natural
bits.
sort of landmarks as well.
Yeah. Love it. Fun times.
Hello, I've just got some more people. I thought it was you. Hello, Sophie, who's aged 8, is enjoying the
Hello.
quiz from Clandrison. And I was like, no, Sophie's
Oh.
there. Like she's not 8 and she's not in Clandrison.
Excellent name, Soph. Well
Yeah,
done.
I guess there are 2 Sophies.
Congratulations.
That's confusing.
Novel.
Ooh. Question 3.
On question 28.
Where
Whatever you
is David, or question 28?
Well,
We committed. We had a rule for this, Sophie. We were going to commit to just.
It's
the
gone
big
out the
numbers.
window. It's nearly 7 o'clock. You know, late
has, isn't it?
times. Gone out the window. David, it looks like you're on Mount Fuji. It's a very famous mountain indeed. But it actually used to be a volcano, which I think is what you meant when you were talking about you plugging a hole in the top, plugging the crater, perhaps.
Lots of animals live there. Foxes, bears. The answer we're obviously looking for is Japan. So if you've got Japan, that's fine. You don't have to put down Mount Fuji. But if you do, you get an extra boffin bonus point that you can put in your pocket and keep safe. And then when anybody asks if you're a proper wildlife boffin, you can show them your boffin bonus point. And they'll be like, oh, you with your boffin bonus point. Oh, anyway, where else did I go to? Let's do question 29. Yeah, I finished.
Is that real?
Where's that?
Wow. Well, that is somewhere that I would love to go to. It's on my list. Like a great crested newt. It is the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland. I mean, it looks like a load of, I don't know, sort of soldiers like this.
Soldiers? Do you mean like? It looks like granite. I can't remember. I should know that, having been.
You
there.
should know that. Didn't you go there?
You're pretty certain.
That is you.
Well, I was more interested in the myths and the stories all about giants throwing things across there and all that kind of stuff. Like what's it, Fionn McCool and all of that kind of stuff.
Glittering with rich history is Northern Ireland.
Rich fact and fable. Final question, final answer. So you said final question. Where was finally David, and where finally was his peregrine falcon?
Well, I believe
not far
those are
away.
the White Cliffs of Dover here in England. An iconic piece of coastline. Very important place for lots of species, actually. Birds, wildflowers, butterflies, including the rare red-billed chough, which was on the brink of extinction. Have you ever heard of chough, David?
I have actually. We heard some choughs over on the Isle of Man not too long ago.
The Isle of Man.
Bigger
Once again, there is.
birds. Yeah. Sorry,
It's
other
amazing.
wildlife trusts are available. But yeah. Hey, I just like islands. Enough of that already. You stay there with your Dartmoors and your Exmoors and your inbuilt like things. I'll take the Biggie Island bits. So that was it. That was all of the questions. That was the big world quiz.
30
How
questions.
did you do? We've got answers
How-
coming in.
Pop culture did
Lindsay 26, Brian
Joalipa
25,
broke people.
23 out of 30 got George, and he also has a smiley face, so that's good.
Well done. Well
Um,
done.
Let's see how quickly our techno team can type in what they're doing. We've got a 26 out of 30 for Sebastian and Dominic. They enjoyed it and learned a lot. Hopefully how to host quizzes better than us.
Choughs are on Anglesey and on the west coast of Wales, but the ones on the White Cliffs of Dover in that pitch with David on the peregrine are now forever printed on my mind. Was introduced last year in an amazing project by Kent Wildlife Trust. So well done, Kent Wildlife Trust, for reintroducing a nearly forgotten, iconic native bird species to that area of coastline.
Kent are about to reintroduce bison. They've got a big old
They
bison
are.
project going down in
Kent is a busy old place, and somewhere I'd like to spend more
Nice
time.
reintroduction hub. They
Again.
were one of the first to have beavers as
Oh,
well for
They
a
were.
while as well.
Joe got 29. Joe, which was the question that broke to you? Was it the Duanipa or the blah? Was it either of those? Pop culture seems to get us.
Imagine if it was just our
not
pronunciation
cultured.
of pop culture that stopped them getting a full 30.
Everyone says pop
down-
round
down
was
to
hard.
29.
I agree with you, Michael. Wow. Well, it's 7:02, I believe, and it's been amazing to play with you all. Thank you so much for coming. You've still got, I can't count, but you've still got many more days of 30 Days Wild left, because it is only the 11th of June. So please do keep sharing everything, all your random acts of wildness with us and the Wildlife Trust for the rest of June, and perhaps even continue it beyond June. Go a bit rogue. See how long you can do it.
365 days wild. That would be a great target to aim for.
It really would be.
So that's 7:02. That's the end of the Big Wild Quiz. It's a very sad thing. I don't know about you, Sophie, but I'm going to watch all of this back and do it all again. And I'm fairly confident.
Critique our performances. Well, I love your confidence, and don't forget, of course, if you're in a position to donate, you can do so via the Wildlife Trust website. There's a link below. Look, here's the octopus is back. Please donate.
And your owl.
My owl.
Yes, thank you all for watching. Thanks for all of your support. Do anything you can to help all of your local wildlife trusts. They will take anything you've got to give them, even if it's a woolly hat or a t-shirt with badges on it.
Very soft t-shirt.
Yes,
I can recommend.
very soft t-shirts. Thank you for watching, and we will see you, hopefully, if they let us back, which I would suggest the chances aren't all that high, next year. Bye.
Good night.